Good evening, guys. I'm Bharat,
Good evening, sir. Good evening,
your
sir.
teaching
Good
guide.
evening. Good evening, sir.
Your teaching guide. How are you all? I hope all are safe.
Yes,
Fine, sir.
yes, sir.
Let's start with the presentation. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, welcome to the first of all. Welcome to this class of Android application development and the basics of Java. Hopefully, I will be saying. Wait a minute. Someone is joining. Yes. Uh, let's start the session. I will first tell all of you that don't unmute unnecessarily. There will be a Q&A sessions at the last of the end of the session daily. I have divided the whole class into three parts. Like one starting 1.5 hours is I'm audible? Can anyone unmute and tell me?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you. I divided 2 hours of class into three modes. Like first 1.5 hours I will teach you the course, and then in remaining 30 minutes I will conduct quiz and Q&A sessions. First 15 minutes is about to Q&A session, and then we will conduct some quiz like 3 to 4 quizzes questions about the today's session. Then wait a minute, someone is yeah, please help in group so that everyone can join. I don't get the WhatsApp messages. Okay. If any problem regarding in WhatsApp, let me know. If anyone sends the message in group and you can't resolve it, then may I know it. Okay. Then I hope everyone is listening now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll start the session. Any other way? So how many students are there? Can anyone tell me? How many people joined till now? Okay. I hope no one else will join. Huh. Now come back to the session. I was telling that I have divided the 2 hours class into three types. That's into 1.5 hours I will teach you guys, and in middle if you have any doubts you can please unmute yourself and ask the doubts. Hope you are getting what I'm saying. uh, I will teach and then in 15 minutes the quiz will be given to you. You want to answer by unmuting yourself or in better to answer in the chat box because everyone will want to answer it, and then there will be crowd. Okay. Then uh, first, welcome to this Android app development, and you want to if you, to learn Android application development, you want the prerequisite skills like basic computer skills, some good internet access, a laptop and an Android mobile, hunger to learn. Major part is that willingness to learn. I hope everyone joined this course in the hope of learning something new. uh, I want to be this class as interaction so that I can't get standalone here? Can anyone speak?
Sure, sure, sure.
Yes, sir.
If I ask some
Yes,
questions in the
sir.
middle, please unmute yourself and tell me if the voice or the presentation is not visible or delaying in the lagging the voice due to network issues. Please tell me. Don't hesitate to talk in these sessions. That's what I wanted to convey you guys. And please practice what I'm saying daily basis. Okay. If you lag, it's your mistake. I can't help you guys. If you missed one session, then I can't help you guys. Every session is connected with the next previous sessions, so don't miss the sessions. If you miss it, I will put these recorded videos in the that classroom link that I have sent. You guys can watch it everywhere, anywhere you want to, and whenever you want to. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. First of all, what we will learn in this basics of Java and application development course is that basics of Java. First, we will learn basics of Java. Java is a very fundamental programming language to build the Android application studio, Android application. We want strong hold of Java, at least in the basics. I hope someone, at least one or two people will be knowing Java. What is Java? Is it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then after basics of Java, we will move on to the installation of Android Studio and developing Android applications. Whatever application you want to, you can build it, and you can know from this course is that how to build a chat app with the Firebase. Is it audible? Are you guys understanding what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then are you guys excited now to start this today's session?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's move on. So, first of all, what we will learn today. In today's session, we are going to learn Java introduction, like what is Java and why we want to use it, what is the use of Java and those all things, and then download and installing the Java SDE, JDE and JRE, JVM. What are those? I will tell you in the later sessions. Then downloading and installing the Eclipse IDE. What is Eclipse IDE? Eclipse IDE is nothing but a software or text editor which is used to code the which is used to write the code of Java in Java languages. Okay, I will tell you those how to install and how to run the programs. I will teach in the today's class. Okay, and we will learn what is Java variables, Java types, data types, and operators in today's session. This is the major thing we are focusing on today's session. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anyone can tell me what is Java? At least where does Java programming we will use?
It is a high level language.
So
Okay,
it
then.
is a programming language and a platform. So for programming language, in the sense, it is used for creating different applications, and a platform by it we can say that it uses a combination of software and hardware both for running in our Windows, Mac system, etc.
Excellent.
Excuse me, sir, can I please?
Okay. Pardon?
Sir, Java is Java which is resembled to C and C++, but some concepts are removed from C and C++ and create a new language. The name of language is a Java because for what to create and compile and execute new programs. So that's why Java is developed.
Okay. Your answer is also the good one. And let's move on. What is Java? What we will learn it today. Some people will be not knowing what is Java. Okay. So we don't want to neglect them. It's okay if you don't know, you can say it no in the chat box or you can unmute and say yourself. You are here to learn, so don't hesitate if you know nothing. We will start from the scratch. Okay, let's start with the today's session of Java introduction. What are variables? What are Java? And many more things, interesting things. As I asked previously, as I spoke about the Java, right? As you guys, as your friends or students told, like Java is a popular language and all those things. What is Java? Java is it for the people who are not knowing Java? I'm going to explain this. What is Java? Java is nothing but it is also a object-based language or object-oriented language where we can write the code and execute them or for using for building an application or web applications or something whatever you want to. Then, what is object-oriented program? Let me say this. Languages are basically of two types, normally object-based and structure-based, where object-based languages partially support for class and project. Okay, structure-based project doesn't support object-oriented languages. Do you guys getting it?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is it fast or at the slow mode? How it is? It is medium, speed of talking, speed of communication.
Medium.
Okay. If you want to slow down, I will slow it down. Okay, for the object oriented languages are these Java and Visual Basics and some Python. And for
Yes, sir.
structure,
Java is an object oriented.
yeah. And C language is a structure based. It can't handle any object based what you can say object based languages. It doesn't support C language. And but Python language is there, right? Python is both for both type. It's like also handle structure based languages and object oriented. So are you guys getting it? If you have any doubt in what is Java,
Yes, sir.
have you having any doubts, guys? Please
No.
don't just sit idle.
Hello, sir.
Any doubts in what is
Yes, sir.
Java?
Can you please tell me, sir?
Pardon.
Yes, sir. I have one question. That can you please tell me why we always call Java is a high-level language? What do you mean by high-level language? Please
High
explain me.
High level language is nothing but an object oriented language which uses objects to code. Like in later sessions, I will explain what is object oriented language. Uh, and I sent some document right in today's WhatsApp group. See there, where is object oriented language about Java? I will teach there. If I going to teach it now, it's like bit clumsy to teach now or understand to understand you guys from you guys. Okay. Please make a note of it if you have any other doubts, and please keep a pen and a notebook along with you guys, please. So whatever I'm telling, just make a note of it. And why we use Java? Because Java works on different platforms, as my friend or a student told, like Macintosh, Windows, Linux, everywhere we can use a Java. It's one of the most popular programming languages in the world. As when it comes to the popular programming language, there are many like R language, Kotlin, and Python, and this Java, C, C++. But if you guys knowing C, then Java is so easy to learn. Or if you know any other languages, then Java is so easy. But anyone know any languages? Please tell me in the chat box. It may be C, C++.
Python C, sir.
What?
Python C, sir.
Okay, no. Tell me in the chat box so I can see it. If everyone speaks, I don't know who is speaking. Okay. So good to see the responses. Yes, we will move it. It says open source and free. What is meant by open source? Android. Android is also a open source where you can get the file to modify it or to distribute it. There is no illegal things out of that. You can use however you want to. Okay, so that because of this open source, Android is an also open source. So many people's like some small local brands of mobiles like 1 2000 3000 you will get it the smartphone, they are also using the same Android because it's a open source. And Java is most secure and successful and fast and powerful also. Compared to the C and C++, it is the most secure and fast. So we will use Java while building the Android application. In Android application, we can also use Kotlin language to build the apps, but we will use Java as it is more frequently used language on the building applications. So what is, I have told previously that what is JDK, JRE and JVMs. What is JDK? JDK contains that what is required to develop and run Java applications. If you write the code in a Eclipse, you want to require JDK. Without JDK, you can't run or you can't develop Java applications or Java codes. So you want to previously install the JDK. And what is JRE means Java Runtime Environment, which contains everything required to run Java application. Like if you are if the Java code is after compilation, Java
Excuse me.
code. Tell me. Excuse. Pardon.
JDK stands for Java Development Kit. If you
Huh,
install Java Development Kit in your laptop,
huh.
path will be set and you do your
Yeah.
output. And
Sorry, I can't hear you. Your voice is breaking. Is network? Come to the network place and talk,
about the
or text me in like in the chat box. You put it the message. I will read it.
okay, sir.
Okay. Tell me in the chat box so that I can
So,
read and explain.
okay.
Till his message arrives, we will move on to the next topic, JRE. What is Java Runtime Environment? JRE contains everything required to run Java application. JRE, when its role comes when uh, it doesn't, after the code compiled, we want to run the code. So after compilation, we will run the code, then we will use runtime. So we want, if runtime is not there, we can only compile the code. So Java runtime environment is required to run. It is the mandatory thing. JRE and JDK. JVM is nothing but it converts the bytecode into the machine language. No, sorry, ours language into the bytecodes. Okay, are you getting me, guys?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
what
sir.
is JVM?
No,
Sir, what is JVM?
JVM is nothing but a Java virtual machine. Virtual machine, I think you have all heard. VirtualBox, Oracle VirtualBox. VirtualBox is nothing but an you are having what is this Windows system, and in the if you download VirtualBox, you can install other OS means operating systems like Linux, Macintosh, Windows 10, Windows 7, whatever you want to install. And in case you can also use both the original Windows and the VirtualBox OS systems, how much you want to install it. If you go on installing in the like direct installation of OS in the ROM, you can only maximum you can install it how much your drives are empty. But in case of VirtualBox, you can install how much you want to install the OS, or you want to run 3 to 4 OS at a single time without any major switches like shut down and shut off. So similar to this, JVM works. JVM is nothing but it's Java related to Java, but it doesn't make any OS like operating systems to operate. Here it makes only Here it makes only to work bytecode. What is meant by bytecode? It's simply understand it in simple words like It is the binary code which converted to binary format. Like .java, we will save the file. We will code the Java in English language, right? In English language, we will code it. So we will save that file in .java format. Okay, that is converted to the bytecode format, which is known as .class file. Okay, which then will be used to JVM to run an application. After the runtime, JVM is used to convert the English language into the binary codes like 010101. Hope everyone knows what is binary. If yes, tell me the yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Which
Yes,
then,
sir.
yeah, understood? Who asked that question? I hope they understood. It clarifies your doubt.
Sir, one more time. GRE, sir. GRE.
Okay, JRE, Java Runtime Environment. Um, What is JRE? JRE means it is nothing but contains everything required to run Java application, which has already been compiled. Means I will first type the code using Java JDK, right? First I have installed already JDK. JDK contains everything. Like I want to develop and run, we will code it in JDK, and then it comes to the JRE. In the next slide, I will explain it here. See, in this is Java code. Uh, Wait a minute. Here in Java code is there, right?
Yes, sir.
Wait a minute. Oh, this is Java, right? Java.java file. This is the code file where we will save it. We will be saving. Wait a minute, I will explain it in the board. Okay. This is some code we written in the file. Okay. This is .java file. Java. Next, it will be processed into the compiler with the help of JDK. Next, after JDK, it is processed into the JRE. Like it will run the code. Uh, Here it compiles. What is compilation? Compilation is nothing but the code is going to find error. Is there any error in the code? Then it will move into the JRE. JRE is nothing but runtime. Okay, runtime error environment where it helps running that compiled program. What is if this wait a minute, I will open Notepad. Next. If I type some program here, is my screen visible, right?
Yes, sir.
First there will be class like hello world. Oh, now it's there will be public class where your class is nothing but an the Java file which creates Java file. Still many people are joining. Here your name comes hello, like hello. Then open brackets.
Sir, your screen is not visible.
What?
Sir, your screen is not visible.
Not visible. Is with
Yeah,
all
yes, sir.
guys?
Your screen is visible.
Yeah.
Still visible.
Okay then. Thank you. Pin it, guys. Pin with the so you can visible. It will never goes background. Pin my screen presentation. Then I was telling something. Hello. Okay. Public class, and this is the syntax. Don't worry about this now. I will teach you later. And then public class. After public class, method will appear like public static void main. into strings. And again open the braces. Next, some code like system dot println dot out, like hello world. And close the syntax. Like this, I've written program in Java Eclipse.
Sir,
Okay,
can you increase the font size?
no,
Sir, can you increase the font size, please? That's
okay.
not visible enough.
Is it visible now?
Yes, sir. Now it's visible.
Okay. Public class hello. Now this is a program. Just don't see the syntax. What is in there in the code. Just listen to me. What I'm saying. This is the code. I want to learn. I want to run this. Then what happens is it goes to compiler whether to check whether this program is having any error. Like if I miss it this semicolon here, it will show me an error that the program can't be executable. Then including line where in which line the error is occurring. So then after compilation it goes into the program class. Program class is nothing but an what is this, nothing but Java development kit which helps to run the dot class files. uh, okay, then it is moved into JVM. JVM is nothing but which the compiler is we wrote this language. Which language is this? I wrote in English, right? These machines what we call as computers doesn't understand the English language or any other language. It has its own language. Like in India there are 29 states, and of all 29 states there are different languages. Hope like that. Similarly to this, the machine has its own language. uh, but in machines it understands only in the language of 0 1, like binary codes.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay,
Sir, you have written system.println.out, but
okay, I know, I told you
it's
don't.
SOPLN.
I know. Mm, I know it. Sorry for the mistake, but don't think of the code now. Just listen to what I'm saying. I'm just explaining.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay, this is what I've wrote something else in this code. This is the code part, and I have wrote something, and in this after JVM, it goes converts into the what is this byte code, binary code that is called as the dot class, and then it is moved into the JVM where the class and JVM is in JVM. The Java file is converted into the class. Then after the bytecode is converted, it is moved to the JVM, and which machine you are learning, like Linux, Macintosh, or Windows, it provides the output there in your language. Again, it is converted back to the .java. Only in processing in the processor, like in the processing stage, the language will be in the binary code or byte code. Then it is after the execution, while providing the output, we will get the output in Java, like English or which language we will use. We will get the output in that language. Okay. Hope now you got clear. Who asked the doubts? Please respond.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Is my class understandable? You can understand it, guys. Can you?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you can't understand what it is, ask 10 times or several times. I will try to explain you in a better way. If I can't explain you or you can't understand it, I will make it simpler and explain you guys to the in the next class or next session. Okay. Don't hesitate to ask or uh, whatever. Okay, guys. And now,
Yes, sir.
okay, now we will download and install Java. let's download it this into this. I have already downloaded and installed, but I will show in this just an how to download the Java. Okay, I will send you this PPT also to refer. This is the download link where you should copy it and paste. It's opening, right? It will be moved into, it will be redirected into the Chrome or whatever the browser you are using. Hope everyone is using laptops, right? Without any
Yes,
laptop,
yes, sir.
we can't develop any application here. So okay, this is a Java SE downloads. You have to download two JDK and JRE files, two files, totally two files. For JDK files, I have provided the link here. So go into it and download this JDK download. Okay, while when you click JDK, it gets redirected to the another page, and hope this will start the soon. Okay, just wait for 5 to 10 seconds. It will start the download automatically. Okay, guys. If you guys are having any trouble or any things that you can't handle, then make sure you contact me. I will help you out, guys, in installing it. I have provided how to install JDK and run it. I hope everyone will use these things. I will post it in a classroom. If you guys not join the classroom, please join as soon as possible. I think here one slide is missed. uh, about it is about this, downloading and installing the SD. Like you guys getting what I'm saying is just install Java and download the Java from this provided link, and next download is complete, run
So,
the
can you
exe
share
file.
this PPT once the class is done?
Pardon?
Can you share this PPT once the class is done?
I will share it this PPT in the classroom. I send the link. Please join the classroom.
Okay.
I will share the video recordings and this PPT and other resource files if I
So, do
got
you
any.
provide some notes as well?
Some notes means I will. This PPT isn't enough to read. I completed almost everything. If you want
Okay.
notes, I will provide you in at least after Sunday.
Both of them you provide, so the notes and the PPT as well.
Okay, I will provide the notes for it.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, yes, okay. Okay, now we will going to download and install this Eclipse, what we call as text editor. Okay, let's move in. I have not provided the link here. I will post it in the classroom. Okay, just moving into the when you type uh, Eclipse, the first link itself is the Eclipse one. Just go into the link, then get Eclipse. Here itself you can find it, download and install it. I have downloaded this but didn't install. I will show you how to install it. Download from this link. Okay. Now I will show how to install Eclipse. For a minute. Then after clicking on the folder that you have downloaded .exe file, it will ask some installer questions like what you want to install. You want to select this Eclipse IDE for Java developers because we are using Java code here, right? So select it and then select the path where you want to install the Java JDK. Next, click on install. It will get installed in some time. Doesn't take much time. Is voice breaking? Is it audible?
Yes, sir.
Here is due to rain season, the network is fluctuating. So then we will move. I have also mentioned the steps how to install here. So do follow how to install it from the link. I will post the link in the classroom. Hope everyone joined the classroom, right? Then it will be like this to see. Then create a Java project by going to File, New and Java Project, specify project name and finish it. Then I will move on to the will type one simple Java program and show you guys how to run the code in the Java Eclipse. Then we will move on to Java variables and Java operators data types. Just you can use more time. Wait for a minute, guys. It's not installed. Can we move into Java variables? We'll teach you after installing. Or we will wait it.
No, sir, continue.
See, now it's installing. Will launch like this.
Sir,
Next, here, tell me.
sir, if we run a Java program on CMD, is it okay? Or I have to download Eclipse?
Like, I don't get you.
Sorry?
I didn't get you.
Actually, sir, I'm just telling you that I have already installed CMD. Means
Okay.
I am. So, is it okay to do
Yeah.
programming not?
No, it's okay. It's okay. You know,
Or,
I'm saying this like Java. You can use it anywhere. Like you don't want to use only Eclipse or anything else. You have many text editors called as Autumn and Eclipse and what is it? Another IntelliJ and
So
etc. etc.
NetBeans, we can also use NetBeans also, na?
Yes. There are so many text editors that you can use whatever. I like how you are flexible with it. You feel easy in NetBeans, you can use it. If you feel easy in Autumn, you can use it. It's dependent on you. I don't force you guys to install any Eclipse IDE for developing Java. Anyway, you don't require Eclipse IDE when you start to develop an Android application. You want to install mandatorily Android Studio itself to run the code and SDKs. I hope you guys get it what I'm saying. So you
Yes, sir.
better run in online code like online compilers. I will show you it. If you can't download Eclipse.org or anything like there will be a network issues or shortage of data, I can understand. So better go into the program is or type like if you can't find programs or you can't remember, just type Java online compilers. Okay, then you get it some links where you can go into the tutorials point or Programmis is also better compiler. So this how it provides. It's similar to the Eclipse. You can run the code here. See, it runs the code. So it's not mandatory to install the Java because it's not we are not learning Java as a permanent. This course is not only for Java, right? We are also learning Android Studio. So we are learning just the basics of Java. So you don't require to mandatorily install Eclipse and run the codes. Hope you can getting what I'm saying, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Whenever you want to run it, you can run it. No issues. I'll just type the simple program and show you guys how to given new file how to start with the Eclipse or anyone. Anyway, we'll start with it while once it's open. Like this will appear. Okay, just go into file, new Java project. Give some project name as it's my first program. Give it in a small caps like case sensitives. First, okay, first program. Use default location or you can change the location where you want to save it. Okay, I will change this location to the desktop so we can access it. I will send the code that I will execute. Then next, don't get what these are all. It's okay. Just click on finish. module name, first program. Keep it as it is.
So while we are downloading the Eclipse, do we need to set the path or something like that?
Like,
Like how we do in the command prompt?
no, that's what I'm saying. You don't require only Eclipse. You can use wherever you want to. Anyway, you can use it in the online compilers that I have shown. Or your question, I can't hear you properly.
No, I actually want to ask. Am I audible right now, sir?
Ah, yes, you are audible now.
Yeah. I'm actually willing to ask you that for command prompt,
Ah,
we set the path right after the execution, the application is installed. We actually set
sorry.
the path.
Could you please come with the new.
No, when the application is
Excuse
installed,
me, I can't hear you anything. The barking of dogs.
Excuse me, sir.
Ah, tell me.
What she is asking is that when we install Java on command prompt, we set the path variable, right?
There is you if you want to install, if you have already installed in the command prompt, there is not required. Like you want to just save it, right? You want to, for saving the Java file, you want to give the path. That's all. You don't require
So
any
there
other.
is so we need not to set any path variable for editors like Eclipse or something.
No, 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 no. You don't require. Just I'm what I'm telling is just don't install this Eclipse. Okay. If you guys getting some like data shortage, or you not have any some good data on good networks, then just go into the online. It doesn't take any large MBs to compile the programs. It will use only in KBs. So just go in here and just start your code. Okay. I will post this online compiler link in the classroom. Okay. Hope now you guys getting what I'm saying. Understood this. Oh, where is it? Well, who asked the question? Hope I think she understood.
yes, sir, I understand. I was the one who asked.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Then we will move into the new project. It's the this is the thing where you want to type the code here, uh, where you will get into the field of coding. Just I will show the example. It's not getting. I will tell you this Eclipse in the next session. I'll just work on like simple programs, right? So I will work here. So this is the code. This is the class where you want to mention like dot class. This is the name of your first program name, and like you are saving in the name of this hello world, or you give here something else, it will save in the name of what you give. Like you saved your file has like elephant dot java, then class is class space elephant, after that parenthesis open, then this is what it is public static void main is nothing but method which is used to create an function. Okay, then we will move into the code where we can write anything we want to write in the code section. Like we want to add, we want to initialize, declare some variables, whatever we want to do it, we can do it inside the code of public static void like method. Inside method we want to write the codes. Okay, are you guys getting? Just when we run this code, we will get the output as hello world. Okay, if we write something else here like if you write like this, it will also run what is there inside the quotes. See, this is the output you are getting. Okay, next we will move into the this was Java variables. Then what is Java variable? What is variable? A variable is a container, like it is holding a value. If you declare any sections, like if you are having a as a variable, then it is a variable name. Like for example, a is equal to 10, where here in here a is the variable name. Okay, and it is the constant value where you can't change this. Okay, before initializing or before entering a into the code, you want to initialize or declare the variable with the help of data types. Like you want to declare data type as int. Int is nothing but for integers type. Int a is equal to 10. Okay, here a is the constant value and a is the variable name, and this is the data type. Are you guys getting what is variable?
Yes, sir.
Variable is
Yes,
nothing
sir.
but which holds the value. Like we constant value doesn't changes in whole program. Okay, 10 means the value remains the 10, but this value of this variable, so it is called the varying object. This variable can change anywhere. Like if I given the input has int a is equal to 10, then I may give it again int a is equal to 20. After the last line, after the first line, after the execution of the compilation of the first line, a value is 10. Like this is the first line, this is the first line of code. Assume this is the second line. Okay, here when you type first line, it has int a is equal to 10. It assumes that a value is 10. When it moves to second line compilation, it finds again a is equal to 20. Okay, then again the first line, first variable a is equal to 10 is there, right? That will be erased and replaced by 20. Then the value becomes 20 for variable a, and variable we should initialize or declaration. We should do first initialize with the data types. What is data types? We will talk it in the next slide. First, we will understand. I hope Java variables is understood by everyone. If yes, tell me yes in the.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hope everyone. Okay, next we will move on to Java data types. Java data types is nothing but which says that um, we want to initialize a variable. Here, like here we will initialize the age, right? Means we will use this age to initialize. Or wait a minute, we will show you here itself. Here I will initialize a is equal to 20, but a is what is it is what 20 comes under strings or integers. Is 20 integer or an
Integer.
so we will assign a value to the 20. So for assigning that, int is the integer type data type. So to what I'm saying is, so data types are those which for compiler which describes it has while compiling int age. We are already declared or initialized it here, right? It says that variable is of int type or an alphabet, like characters. We are used to characters or anything else. So if you give int, like if you give int a is equal to a, then it will be an error, because int is for only integer type. Okay, if you want to give a is equal to a, then you have to use char. Okay, and in more another thing is in integer, if you give int a is equal to 10 point something through 5, okay, then value of the a will be can anyone tell me what is the value of a?
10.
Because integer contains only from only the main major number part. It can't hold any decimal digits after the point. Okay, so we will use int here. Again, data types are divided into two groups, namely primitive data types and non-primitive data types, where primitive data types includes byte, short, int, long, float. Where I have told you earlier, int can't store the data types in after the decimal points, but float, using float we can store the decimal place. Like we want to store this, wait a minute. We want to store this 10.35, we want to use float here, float data type, float a. If we store float a is equal to 10.35, then a value becomes 10.35. So if we want to store this 10.35 in a character, then we will use quotes as, but it will not teach as a is equal to, if we write 10.35 it will get an error, so we use quotes. But after using the quotes, it doesn't consider it, compiler doesn't consider it as an integer, so you can't add, multiply or anything else, but you can concatenate with the strings. In non-primitive data types is nothing but strings, arrays and classes, which in simple words we want to say it as primitive data types are type is nothing but an read, like it includes only int long, which is described or which is developed by the source code. Non-primitive data types are nothing but it is derived from the primitive data types, like string. For example, string. Char is nothing but it holds only a single character, like one letter per one byte. But in strings, we can type as many as in the till the next space. For example, in primitive data type, it specifies the size and type of variable values. Okay. In data type, it primitive data types there are 8. Okay, like byte stores whole numbers from -128 to 127. We will not use byte short in major cases. We will only use int, long, float, double, and boolean char, where integer is of memory size is it is the memory allocated to the int data type is 4 bytes, where if I want to store this 10 is equal, if I want to store this int is equal to a is equal to 20, then it is then the memory size for this a is equal to 20 is of 4. Then it stores only from some major numbers to see this is the number which it stores, but it can't store the point after decimal points. Okay, then we will go into the long. What is long? Long is nothing but the same as int, but it has having some extra memory. See, here for int data types, we have 4 bytes of data assigned to it. But in long, it has 8 bytes, so it can give the more number answers. Like, see, this is how it gives the answers in 8 bytes. Similar to this float. Float is nothing but I have already explained. Like it is float is a data type which stores the data after the point also. Like we can store even 10. Okay, but it considers float which it will consider as 10.00. Okay, it considers the point after the decimal point also. It may be 0 or it may be nothing here. It considers as the 0.0. Okay, next we will move to the double. Double is nothing but similar to the float. It is for using the what for long fractional numbers, stores fractional numbers that is sufficient to storing 15 decimal digits. As it said, it has having a more memory, it can store more decimal digits. And what is boolean? Boolean is nothing but a true or false. If I say something like in conditions, if I say boolean, if I declare it as boolean I, then if you type I is equal to, if you want to declare it as, will be true, it will be saying true or false. Okay, like if the condition you print, you are printing like if A is greater than B, then if the condition is true, I will write system then I will say as boolean. Okay, which it is of size of 1 bit. It stores true or false values. Just it says if the condition is true, it says true. If false, it doesn't exist. In the next else condition, it will say it has false. In char conditions, what is char? Char is nothing but an characters, where if you want to, it is of 2 bytes only. This is char. What is char? Char is of only 2 bytes, which stores a single character or letter or ASCII values. For example, we want to store character here. If you want to store char a is equal to a, it stores only a single character. You can't type string. You can't type as a name like Bharat. You can't type whole number. But if you type this like this. When you give the output, when we will want to the output, like we will write system.out.println, then we will get output has only first letter B. If you add quotes starting and at the end, then it will consider it as a whole character, a whole single character. It will then print the whole string what you have written. The string and character has a difference between the difference that character holds only one character, uh, and then but in string data type we can hold how many characters we want to write. Like we can type the whole strings until the next space. We can hold continuously. Like if we in string is given as in string data type is used as str a is equal to, we can write Google Meet. Then after when we require output, then we will get the output only Google, not after the space. We will get only this will be excluded from the code, so we will get only Google as an output. Okay, are you guys getting what I'm saying? What is data types and all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is of non-primitive data types, where I will be explaining arrays and strings classes in the next upcoming sessions. Now, this is the Java data types, where primitive data types, integer of byte, what are all comes under the integer part. Integer comes under the integer, there will be a byte, long, short, int. Byte is like single one byte memory allocation is there. For long, 8 bytes. Short you can store until that some numbers, but for majorly we won't use byte and short in the coding. We will only use int long. Has int has many numbers. Majorly you will use int in the coding in this sessions, and then int having 4 bytes of memory. So we will be using int num is equal to something declaration. Whatever number you want to declare, you can declare it here. In float there are only two data types. Like float is of 4 bytes and double is of 8 bytes. Where float is stores only 4 bytes of like 6 to 7 digits after the decimal points, but doubles can store up to 15 to 17 points, decimal points, after decimal points. In character holds only 2 bytes. Like we can store it in it holds only a single character value. Like it has having a lesser memory, it can store it. But we can use str operation to store the maximum string. In boolean is 1 byte but makes use of 1 bit to it. Like boolean b, if we write boolean b is equal to true, then it will give the output as true if b is not equal, nor if b, if the condition I was saying right here, I have left it, a is, if a is less than b, if I take it as b, then here I will give it as true or false. Okay, then if a is equal to b, system print ln, I will write the output of the b, like this. Change this to c. Is equal to 20. If I give a is lesser than c, if 10 is lesser than 20, or if I say if a is greater than c, okay, if a is greater than c, it doesn't go into the loop. Okay, it exits from the loop. What we want is to print the boolean, right? So we will use this one, lesser than symbol. So when a is less than c, obviously 10 is lesser than 20, right? So it goes into the loop and prints out the output. Like if it is b is equal to true, then it prints true. Okay, Then we will move on to the, I think this data types also got understood by you people, hopefully. Are you guys getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then we will move on to the Java operators. Java operators is nothing but um, what is nothing but the mathematical operations or the logical operators used to concatenate addition, subtraction, anything what you want to consider it as. Like Java operators are the operators which are used to perform operations on the variables or values. If we take an example of the arithmetic addition operator, it is called as the addition operators. Then see, if I use 10 plus 20 is equal to 12, 112, okay, or C is equal to A plus B, okay, C is equal to A plus B, right? Here A is the value 10, B is value of 20, think like that, assume it has 10 and 20, okay. Then this
So,
tell me.
for character and string,
uh,
for describing a string, we need double quotation, okay? And for
uh,
character, we need single.
for single, okay, okay, I understood it, sorry. In for string we will require a double quote.
Yeah, double.
If we write without any quotes, it considers only this Google. If we write with the help of double quotes, it considers full Google Meet. Okay, sorry for the wrong info. Okay, let's now continue. See, A plus B, if we add A plus B, 10 plus 20, if we add this whole addition, what we will perform in using this arithmetic operator, it gets stored into the C. Okay, then C value becomes 30. Okay, after this, we will print the value of C. This like this many operators are there, you want to look after it. Like next, addition operator. After addition operator there is subtraction operator, like minus. We want to subtract some 20 minus 30 or 20 minus 10, whatever you want to. Example 3 minus 2, here the result will be 1. If we use this multiplication character operator, we will get 3 into 2. Then what is the multiplication of 3 to 2? Product of 3 into 2 is 6. That will be the result for us. And for division we will be using backslash. Okay, then 10 by 5 is equal to 2. For getting the remainder of the division, like 2 of 2 is like, if we divide 4 by 2, then what is the remainder of it? It will be 0. Or if we do consider like 9 divided by 4, 9 divided by 4 is quotient will be 4, and sorry, 9 divided by 2 and quotient will be 4. If we use modulus, this percentage symbol is called as modulus, and if we use this modulus symbol, then we will get the remainder. What is the remainder of 9 modulus 2 is 1. Okay, I hope you understand what is the difference between modular symbol and the backslash symbol. Then we'll move into the double addition, like double addition operators. Like if we use this, if we use in before, like plus I in the program, then it's pre-increments. If we use after the code, like after the initialization, like if we int I is equal to 10. Here this is called as pre-increment. increment operator. Here it is called as pre-decrement operator. Here what happens is, if I give this as I is equal to 10, okay, if I give integer value, initialize I value as 10, then it comes to this code, okay. If I take another initial integer as a, then a is equal to plus I, okay. Here I will initialize another letter as b. I will show this all in code. Don't worry if you don't get it now. B is equal to, this is post increment, sorry, increment, okay. This is post increment, this is pre increment. While getting pre incremented, what happens is, when it comes to this line a is equal to plus I, it first provides the it first increments itself, like I is now the value I is 10, right? After incrementation it becomes 11, pre increments. But in this case b is equal to, wait a minute, b, if it will be shown in an example if it's good now, because it increments as it is, it will also increment. If in the for loop, here if the value of I is 10, okay, I is 10, and here I is greater than and greater than 10. If this here it compiles, when it compiles here it goes I is equal to 10, then it moves on to the condition. If the condition is true, then it moves on to the incrementation. If there is any pre-increment, then 10 becomes 11 and get into the loop. In post increment it is vice versa, like it goes into the I, okay, I is equal to 10 and it checks the condition, and then it goes into the post increment. But post increment occurs only when the code successfully executes, okay. In this case pre increments, like I is equal to 10, then it moves into the plus I plus I, then it doesn't increment, it increments it to the 11, then it goes back to the condition where I is greater than 10, 11, right? After incrementing it becomes 11, right? So I is obviously greater than 11, so it prints, it goes into the loop. In this case what happens is, it goes to the I is equal to 10, then it moves on to the I plus plus, it will be remaining as 10, then it checks the condition. It doesn't, it is not equal to the 10, it is not greater than, also it is equal to the 10 but it is not greater than 10, okay. So the condition fails and it doesn't go inside the loop. If it goes inside the loop, then it comes back and increments this I. Yeah, you will get it more easily, you can understand it more easily when this for loop comes, okay. In later sessions you will get this incrementation operators, understand it easily. Then now
Sir, can you repeat, sir?
which part do I want to repeat? The whole part?
Sorry, for loop. Yes.
Okay, don't worry about the for loop, just worry about the incrementation. That's what I'm saying. In pre-incrementation, before going to the loop, it increments, the I value increments, okay. um, like this is the condition loopings, This is condition looping. In condition loop, it checks the condition here. When condition satisfies, like plus I is there, right? Then it increments. Like after checking the condition, it goes here and increments. It becomes 10 pre-increments. Before going into the loop, it get incremented to the 11. Then if I print the statement, print the statement here, print the value of I, then it gives me 11 in the first itself. I don't get the value of 10. Okay, consider it as equals. Then it moves into the here, but I don't get the value 10. But in this case, if I print the value, okay, if I print the value of I, it first provides me the output will be 10 here. In this output will be 11. Okay, understood now?
Yes.
It just pre-increments before code execution, before going into the loop. It pre-increments itself. In the post increment, it will add one number. I plus I and I plus is nothing but I is equal to I plus 1. Okay, in this I is equal to I plus 1. Okay, don't worry how it adds and all. It just adds one number to the I. Okay, if the I is 10, I value is 10, I is equal to 10 plus 1. Okay, then it adds one number and store it has 11 here, and then I value becomes 11. Similar to that, plus I means which adds one number to it, one number before going into the loop. Like before getting into the loop, the number increments, pre-increments. Post increment is nothing but it after coming out of this loop until this condition fails, it gets on incrementing. When this condition will fail at one sometime, it will fail, right? Then the post incrementation operator will stop incrementing and get out of the for loop. That's what I'm saying. Is it now understood by you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Similar to that arithmetic addition operator, there is a decrement where post decrement and pre decrement. Okay. Similar to this, I have, if I use minus and I minus pre decrement, post decrement, it is similar to this where it subtracts one number from the I. Okay, 10 minus I becomes 11. 10 minus 1 becomes 9, right? Then I value becomes 9. It just subtracts one number from the operator. Like in for loop, if the conditions I is equal to 10, I is greater than 10, it goes into this pre-increment operator. Then it finds out that 9 and it goes into, because it is equal before decrementing, the condition was true, so it get into the loop and then print the output as 11. Okay, the output will be 9, sorry. Then after for loop, I is equal to 10, I is greater than or equal to 10, but I minus it doesn't, like if I say it has I is less than 10, then it goes into the loop, then checks the then print the output as 10. Then next step, it prints the output as, after in the second time, the output will be like 9. Okay, in the second time condition in the looping, we will get the 9. But here, if the values I values 10, but we don't get the output as 10, it has it pre decrements. before getting into the loop, itself it decrements by 1 minus 1 value. Okay, understood what is pre-decrement and post-decrement? Guys,
Yes, sir.
okay. Then logical operators, where AND operators are used when in condition. I will show you here. Don't worry about the if condition, for loops and all. I will teach you in the tomorrow's session. Okay, if condition. If I will write first, int is equal to int a is equal to 10 or b is equal to 20. Okay, next I will give the condition as if a is 10, a is greater than 10, and while when we use AND operator twice, it becomes as AND. Like you people know, wait, I will write it. A is equal to, if we write double equals, then the operator consider it as, then the operator will be as a is the actual value. If I write this as a single equals, then the 20 is assigned to the b. So if I write, wait a minute, actually a is less than b and a is equal to the b. Okay, if I write this single equals, then 20 is assigned to the value b. Then b value becomes 20. If I write a is equal to double equals b, then 20, it constructs the condition that 20 is equal to the 10. If I write single quotes, then a value becomes the 20. It gives this runtime error. Okay, if now in this condition it checks is 10 is less than b, 10 is less than 20. Answer me now, is 10 is less than 20?
No, sir.
10 is not less than 20.
It is true, sir.
Hello? Okay,
Yes, sir.
10 is less than 20, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In AND operator, when we use AND operator, like AND is nothing but A and B, big AND. If this condition you use, then it goes into this condition also. It will check this condition too. If this condition is also true and this condition also true, it executes it get into the loop. If a is less than b, it's true, and if a is equal to b, like 10 is not equal to b, okay, then this condition fails, so it doesn't get into the loop and it exits from the if condition. Then if we use OR operator, a if we use this pipe operator, it is said as OR condition, where in this section, if this at least one program, like one condition should be true. If both conditions are also true, it executes. If at least one, it demands that a should be less than b or a is equal to b. If I write b is equal to 10, then these conditions fail and this condition will be true, so this will execute the program. Here if the both conditions are true, then the condition doesn't work. If not equal to condition is used, if a is not equal
So for AND, we need to make sure that both the conditions are true.
this if the both conditions are true, okay, then we will get into the loop. In OR loop, that is the vice versa. If it
Anyone has
demands
to be true.
anyone has to be the true. Okay, if A is less than B is false, condition doesn't work, then it moves into the next condition, it checks. In this case, in AND operator, what happens is A is less than B and A is equal to B. Here, if A condition A is less than B fails, then it doesn't go into it doesn't check A is equal to B, because one condition is already failed and there is AND operator which requires both conditions to be true. Okay, then in A is less than B or A is equal to B, it requires, if the first condition fails, it moves on to the second condition, because it is the operator like OR. It has even an option. If this condition fails, then try this condition. If this condition works, then get into the loop. Okay, then wait a minute. Vandat, yeah. If A is not equal to B, means if A 10 is equal to 20, if I write both equals, then this condition becomes true. Okay, this condition becomes true and this will get into the loop. If I write A exclamatory mark is equal to B, then exclamatory mark becomes not equal to. This is equal to, this is not equal to. Where if A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 10, then A is not equal to B means its condition will fail. So it doesn't get into the loop. So this is what not equal to operator, and operator, and OR operator how works. Okay, this is not operator.
Sir, one more explain for loop, please.
Which one? For both and or not?
For pre-discriminate, post-discriminate operator, sir.
Okay, decrement. Decrement
Yes,
or
yes, sir.
increment operator?
Both, sir. Pre, post.
Don't worry about now. I will teach this for loop in this again tomorrow's session, because you can't understand this pre-increment and post-increment so easily. I want to write,
Okay, sir.
and I will explain in the tomorrow's session. Like in for loop,
Okay, sir.
when it comes to execute for loop, then it will be easy to understand. Okay,
Okay, sir.
I will
Okay, sir.
guide you by step. Today is the full
Okay,
theory
sir.
class. It's like basics, right? So it will be of boring. I know how it feels. Okay.
Okay, sir.
From tomorrow's session, there will be only execution part, less PPTs and all. Okay. Next, coming to this comparison operators. As I already explained, two equals, not equals operator. We will be having less than or equal, greater than or equal. Where less than operator will be having same as the mathematics, where we will use 10 is less than 20 operators, right? But in maths we will use equals like this, like how, like this we will use, right? Equal to or greater than or equal to, lesser than or equal to, we will use like this. But in this condition we will use it as greater than or equal to. We will use it with a greater than symbol and equal symbol. Okay, in this condition we will use, if we want to write it as A is less than or equal to, we will write it as this symbol, A is less than or equal to B. Or if we want to know if A is greater than or equal to B. Okay, when we were writing greater than or equal to, like 10 is less, it may be of greater than or it may be of lesser than. But if we add equal sign to it, then we won't require this whole sentence. We can write it as is equal to, less than or equal to. But in this case what happens is it checks the condition. Okay, we want this both condition to be true. But in this case, anyone, like it may be of 10 from if a is equal to 10, b is equal to 10, it executes. If a is lesser than 10, like b is 9 and a is 10, like sorry, b is 11, a is 9, then a is less than b, right? So then it executes in the program. But in this greater than, it's same as greater than or equal to, lesser than or equal to. Do you get it? Like these symbols, lesser than or equal to, greater than or equal to.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In string, if we, for example, in strings, let's take as.
Sir, this video after class also available in group, sir.
Yes, sir, I will put it in the classroom. Don't worry. If you have any kind of doubt, please do contact me in the WhatsApp. But I will be replying you guys when I'm free. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Don't worry. I will teach you from the scratch. Don't worry. If you don't understand in the class, you can just ping me. I will explain you fullest and the fullest, or I will recommend some videos, the better videos that better with like. I will provide the links of all the resources. Don't worry. Just do work. Like just practice more.
Sir, can you take a deep concept on strings, sir, tomorrow?
What?
Deep concept on strings, sir. You want deep
Like
strings?
like how you want to deep concept on string means only explaining strings.
Briefly, you want, sir. Briefly.
Okay, no problem. I will explain it tomorrow. Only strings, right? After it, I will move into the conditional statements. No worries.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
String is nothing but a primitive, not primitive. I will tell you tomorrow. Okay, don't worry. Now I will finish this class and time is running. Okay, then what I was telling you guys, you get the comparison operator. String. String operator, where we will use in string operator, we are having only plus symbol, right? Which concatenates. If we in this condition, if we write rain, if we write str is equal to b is equal to hello, then I want to concatenate this, or say now if I write, what happens if I in integer type, if I declare int a is equal to 10, 40, b is equal to 20, what will be the c is equal to c is equal to a plus b. What will be the output for c? C output for C will be 60, right? It will add the both integers. Similar to this, in string, concatenation means if we try to add strc is equal to a plus b, where this arithmetic operator will concatenate, like then the output will be Bharat hello. Combines both strings. Okay, this is a different string and this is different string. It combines into a single string in and stores it in the C. Okay, did you guys get what I'm saying? No. This is how string operator works. Like A plus BC is equal to ABC. Now let's try some simple programs. Online compiler. See, this is how system dot. This is forget about all this. This will come inside when you create a project or package name. Okay, just focus on this code inside this code. Okay, after this parenthesis, the code must be in the middle of these two parentheses. For printing output, we need system.out.println. For input, there we want to import on some libraries or package like import dot java dot util package we want to import. But in this online compiler, we can't import all those things. So I will teach you how the input scanner will work in tomorrow session. I will show how to print the statements here. You focus on this, guys. This system dot
Okay.
out hello. This system dot out dot println is nothing but to print the output statement. What you write inside this. Okay, whatever you write inside these two quotes, maybe like something what it provides you the output here. If you write something uh, like some good things, okay, then we will get the output as good things. You whatever you want to write here, you can get the things. But out of that, if you write something like this, it won't work. Okay, it will gives the error. It will gives the two errors like compilation error. Okay, we can't do anything. We can't write anything out of the box. If we want to write with the initialization declaration. So now we will try some addition. Okay, we will try addition. Int a is equal to 10, and we can write it in a different line like int b is equal to 10, or we can write in a single line using commas in between the integers. Like in C, I will declare int b is equal to 10 and C in a single line. Then we will find out. Then we will move on to the next line. Then we will add this condition. C is equal to 10 a plus b. Let's change the value of b to 20. Okay, C is equal to the 20. Then if
Sir,
you tell me.
string means in any language, Python also using only addition only, sir.
What?
String mean concatenation, sir. Addition, sir.
Concatenation. String is nothing but an which
Addition.
holds
No,
not
normal language
addition.
we easy to understand. We think addition, sir.
No, it's not an addition thing. String is nothing but an sentence. Okay.
Okay,
Let
sir.
me explain you.
Same we use this one also in Python only same, sir.
Yeah. In every language, string and all those data types are same. But what is the character means? It is a character, letter by letter. Okay.
Okay, sir.
In string means it is nothing but a whole sentence. Like Harry met Caesar. What is that? Like that whole sentence. If we take talking about the sentence, it written in the double quotes. In characters, it written in a single quote. That's all the difference is.
Okay, sir.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay, it's okay. In system dot, we will write like system dot out dot println. We will take off the quotes because we want inside the if we write inside any quotes, it doesn't makes any difference. Like sum of two numbers is after the quote inside the braces. You want to mention as plus a. What happens to plus a is when you write plus after the quotes, it concatenates the value of a with this string. Where you find double quotes, this is called as a string. Okay, to concatenate this
Sir,
with a string
why should it not be C?
means acha, I want to write it as C. If we write a, then it provides the output of a value. If we write C, then it provides the output of a plus b addition. Okay, this
So
plus
my
is
logic is clear, na? So my
What?
logic is right.
Yes, you are right. Now, whatever you write it here, you get the value. If we write A, then it will get A 10, A value 10. If we write B, we will get it 20. We will write if we write C value here, then the value of C, like after addition, 20 plus 20 is equal to 30, right? We will get the output as sum of two numbers is equal to 2. Sum of two numbers is equal to 30, because we are while using plus operators, okay, plus operators we will get concatenated to the string, where if we remove this concatenation, see what happens. The compilation will be in error, okay, we don't get any of the output. If we write, see, this is the compilation or runtime errors we will getting. Okay, so use addition symbol to concatenate, because C is a type of integer and this is of string type, so we can't add both, or we can't merge with both, so we will use concatenation, like I told before, concatenation system using as arithmetic operator. We will get the value as sum of two numbers is equal to 30. Okay, understood? Hope you
Yes,
guys
sir.
hope you guys understood, and we will move into the next some simple that I what I was to explain is that scan, import scan, but this Java is not getting the important package in imports, so I will tell it the tomorrow. Anyway, I will give some assignment, like practice some 3 to 4 questions in classroom. I will post it, just solve and answer the question in the tomorrow session. Okay,
Okay, sir.
thank you. Then let's end this today's session. If you have any questions, is my language and all easy to understand, or the
Yes,
class
sir.
is boring?
No, no, sir.
No,
Okay,
sir.
No, sir, your class is very interesting and you teach basic things. I would love that. I would love that.
okay, thank you. Then I will send it in this classroom. Okay, just log in. Just I send the class code, right? Just go into the classroom, or if you don't have if you're having a mobile phone, just download classroom in the play classroom from the Play Store. It's Google's. Okay, it's Google's. Just go into the Play Store and type classroom. It is the developer. Google is the developer of this classroom. Don't worry, it's safe, and I will post all the things here, resource or some basic ideas, like basic resources or some other videos regarding the things to understand easily. Okay. Is it now? Is there any other questions?
No, sir.
No, sir, it's fine.
If you have any other doubts, do contact me after watch this video, or after referring this resource. Just if you
Sir,
don't
when will you
tell
give? When will you use assignment today?
assignment, I will post it. Don't worry, it's simple. Just try to this. I will post this link also. Okay, this online
Okay,
compiler
okay, sir.
link, and just go into this link and just try to type the program. Okay, like this similar things I will post it, like if I done here addition arithmetic operators, like I will give some, like do subtraction or some other questions similar to this what I teach it today. I will give you the questions similar to the what I teach it today, but use this PPT. I will send this PPT in the classroom. Okay, don't worry. Refer the PPTs and all. I will as one asked in the starting, right, provide notes for the these sessions. I will just try to give you the notes by Sunday or after the Sundays. Okay, because some
It would be
bit,
very
Okay, sir.
helpful and good, sir, if you provide us the notes
I will provide you the
always
notes.
for
Don't worry.
every
If the
topic.
from full
That's it.
basic we will provide, but don't worry. I will Send it by Sunday, okay? No, till Sunday I can't possible to write the notes or type it. Okay.
No, take your time, sir, but it would be really helpful for all of us
Okay,
if
okay.
you
I
send
know.
it.
I got it. I got the point. It's better
Yeah.
to read and practice. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I will post the link of the recorded session after 1 to 2 hours. Don't worry. Or maybe uploading. Maybe this network is fluctuating here so much. So I will post it anyway. You will get it by the night. Some assignment questions
Thank you,
like
sir.
you can
Yes,
practice it in the morning or evening before coming to the sessions. Just made it possible. Yeah.
okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Let's end this today's meet. Um, let's see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Okay,
you,
thank
sir.
you. I will end
Thank
the
you, sir.
session. Okay, thank you.